Now sit back and prepare to be entertained. Welcome to the Dripping Budget Podcast.
Hey, welcome to the Dripping Bucket. Once again, I'm here with Michael Fletcher and Ben Galley, and I'm Krystle Matar, and we have taken Ben hostage to tell us all of his secrets about Kickstarter, because how many seconds did it take for you to fund this latest Kickstarter, Ben? It was like...
It was 12 minutes. Yeah.
12 minutes. Okay.
12 minutes
Sorry.
to fund. Yeah. No, I mean, it's under an hour, so I'm happy. I'm blown away.
Yeah,
by
exactly.
That.
Yeah. And so I feel like, just like bouncing off what we were saying before about how much the industry has changed, Kickstarter is such an interesting symptom of that change, where it's like blown open our abilities to reach for some really cool stuff that we couldn't otherwise afford in the industry. But also it looks like a little bit of its own special kind of living hell, like just...
Yes, correct.
Yeah, okay. So let's hear about your ongoing hell, Ben. I need to know about your suffering and your trauma.
I don't know. Some people choose hell, so that's fine. I'm one of those people.
Exactly. That's why we're here, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, Kickstarter is fantastic, and I think as a whole, crowdfunding. I mean, Kickstarter is one of those words that, like Hoover or Saran Wrap. The brand names become the actual verb itself. But yeah, no, I've always been. I remember reading about crowdfunding in a Wired magazine years and years ago, like 2006 or 7 or something like that, and he was talking about the rise of crowdfunding, because Indiegogo, I think, launched in 2008, and Kickstarter launched just after it. So yeah, it was all the rage, and it's pretty easy to see the benefits of it. It doesn't take degrees or anything like that. You don't have the money. You get loads of people to raise the money individually with smaller amounts to create a large whole to achieve something. It's brilliant. Yeah. It's kind of self-explanatory. It's kind of logical. It's something I wish I'd come up with, a couple of years earlier. But anyway, I've always been like one of these people like, that's a great idea, but I'm doing books, so I can't focus on that. And then when it happens, I'm like, God damn it. Digital photo frames. I swear to God, digital photo frames I came up with when I was a kid. Anyway.
They staked it from you.
I swear to God. My girlfriend Rachel was just like, shut up about the photo frames. I'm like, I was there. But anyway, yeah, what was I saying? Kickstarter. It was pretty easy to obviously see that it was, a fantastic opportunity, as it's always been. And, just because of that, aspect, it helps a lot of individuals raise money. So I jumped straight on it. And at that point, I think I had 4 books. I was working on 5th and 6th. And I've always wanted to create a graphic novel of, one of my books. I think I'd just seen, it was either Joe Abercrombie's or George R. R. Martin's comic book adaptations in a bookshop, and I was like, I want that. So that is the most nichest quote I could ever do. By the way, it's from Napoleon Dynamite. Random. Anyway, and yeah, so I thought, let's make a graphic novel, because I'm not an artist. I need to hire an artist. I need to produce this, have it printed. And that's the problem. Books are expensive, special editions, artists, they're expensive. So it's not achievable for a lot of authors unless you've got, just a very happy bank account that you don't mind emptying. So yeah, 2014 or 15, I think it was, I did my first ever Kickstarter. And the platform and the process hadn't really changed. It's still kind of roughly the same. A few of the tools have changed in the background. But yeah, it's a simple case of kind of creating a product, creating rewards along the side that you can kind of, obviously, if you back this, you get the product and something else, a bookmark, coins. Yeah. So it's kind of a real fun opportunity to do that side of things as well, to produce, extra swag, cool extra swag. Art, the cool stuff. I mean, we're in my challenge coin. Yeah, the challenge coin that I had done for the last project, that is one of the coolest things that has ever existed around my books, in my opinion. I'm just like, I love them. It's such a good excuse, and we're doing one for this project. So yeah, that was a good a good kind of delving into what Kickstarter was. But the hellscape was the fulfillment. And it's kind of difficult.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I literally have memories of me clearing all the furniture out of my lounge and putting everyone's orders in piles and trying to box them up. And again, as an individual, it's really tough to do. Even with only like 100 orders, just getting it, right and making sure your Excel sheet doesn't slip one cell so everything goes to the wrong address, which is I've done once.
Oh man.
Luckily, I caught it before I shipped it, but that actually happened.
I can relate to that. Like, I did 3 books for 3 different people in the same day, and like the orderly little lines I made on my table to make sure that the notes and the addresses and the signature, and then once you wrap the book, it's like, did I wrap the right one? Am I sure? How sure am I?
If I put the right name, and you unwrap. And you have to cut all the sellotape off and use a different box. I've been there. Yeah, I've done that. It sucks, right?
That was with 3, so I can only imagine.
Yeah, it's also a lot of space as well. I mean, I don't live in the biggest apartment, and so I literally I bought some storage space like elsewhere in town the other day just because I didn't have any more room in my house. So that's another problem as well. Yeah, so I mean, the data management, the fulfillment is fun. The organization of it and getting everyone, I'm going to get this professional to do this at this date, and then that needs to go to the printer at this date, and is that the right version? There's so many moving parts to it, and that's why they're difficult. And that's why, in my absolute wisdom, I decided to do more Kickstarters, which the benefits absolutely outweigh. Exactly, yeah. And that's it. It would come up to about the 10-year anniversary, roughly the 10-year anniversary of The Written. So I decided to do a special edition version of that with the foil and the sprayed edges, which is what I'll come on to in a second.
Yourself.
Yeah, that one. And so that blew my mind in terms of expectations. The M&S series has been out for a long time, and I think I underestimated how many people would had enjoyed it in the past or just didn't know. And so that was really successful project. The year after that, I did book 2 Pale Kings, and now I'm on book 3.
There seems to be just a market on Kickstarter of people that we're not accessing as general publishers, that if they see a shiny book in a genre that they like, even if they've never heard of you, they're still like, I'll buy that, which I find just kind of fascinating, as like people are throwing money at us for gorgeous books, and they don't even know if they're gonna like us or not.
I had that yesterday. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, someone just sent me an email being like, I have no idea what this book is about, but one of, I think it was J.A. Andrews had sent out an email for me or shared it on social media, and someone had seen that and then obviously come to the Kickstarter and then sent me a message. I was like, oh God, I hope you like dark fantasy. We'll see. But yeah, you're absolutely right though. Yeah.
Worst case scenario, they've got 3 gorgeous books on their shelves, and maybe they've got so many on their TBR that they'll never find out that they don't like your book.
One can only hope.
There are companies offering sort of to run Kickstarter services for you, correct? Right? Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah,
I think Michael Sullivan's company does that.
Yeah,
I can't remember
Rowan and Michael and their son.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
I should know, and I can't remember now. There's also AC Cobble's Merrick books as well. Merrick's really good at just facilitate, even handling the campaign and doing all like the admin and stuff and the responding. Yeah. They can do it all. It's great. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So, but you decided to do everything yourself, is that correct?
Yes.
Because you're a
because I'm a psycho, absolute stone cold psycho that just loves pain. No, I mean I thought because the Interfulfillment, that's my company that now does it. The fulfillment side of things is very difficult, even just from a physical point of view, a space point of view, never mind the detail. But I thought I had 320 backers on the first project, and so I thought, well, let's give it a go, and let's see if we can shave some costs here. It's going to be an experience, and I sort of went into it knowing how difficult it was going to be. It proved out to be even more difficult than that, but I thought, let's give it a go. It's kind of like the entrepreneurial spirit that we were talking about in the last episode. And so, that involved me masking every single one of 350 books, spraying the edges of 350 books in my apartment, which, like I said, is not that big. And that took a month. I think it took a whole month, even more, of just literally binding the books, unmasking them, spraying and doing it all. And so, yeah, that was a big learning curve. It's something I would never recommend to anyone. As I said last time, don't do it. Never do it. Just get the printers to block spray. And so that's what I did on Pale King. So I did the first project, and then, last year's project for book 2, which is here. And it's shiny as well, and obviously blue. This is great. I did not touch this. This is done by the printers. It cost ever so slightly more, but it's worth it. And then, yes, the fulfillment side, I now have switched to. Sorry, my bad. I'm talking over you.
Oh, no, it's okay. I'm the one interrupting, but I was just going to say, like, a month of work. I mean, if it costs ever so slightly extra, how many, like, as a writer, how many chapters can you write in a month instead of spray painting?
Yeah, it's almost a book, you know? Yeah, you can tell I could have squeezed out a book, you know, in that time, but a short one, but still. Yeah, no, that was the thing. And it was a lot of work. And then, the shipping, we did all in a week, and it was exhausting. And it was literally just having boxes all over the apartment. It's like, okay, order 6197 or whatever. Okay, we need this. We need a challenge, go in a bookmark into the book, double check everything, sign it, number it, done. So it's a long process. So now I don't do that. So what I'd recommend for anyone running a big Kickstarter is, yes, work with a company like Merrick or Michael J. Sullivan and Robin's company. 100% use someone else. I kind of do it slightly removed. So I do all of the kind of the organization myself. I then have the books shipped to me from my printer, who actually not far from you guys. And then I do all the signing. And then I don't do any of the shipping. I just put them all back in the boxes now. And then I cart all of the signed and numbered boxes and all of the rewards, all very neatly organized and spreadsheeted, over to a fulfillment company who do all the picking and packing. So you can there's sort of like 3 levels. You either do it yourself and be a psycho. Okay. Mind you, if you've got a real simple project that's just sign a book and then like ship it out, sometimes it can be kind of easy. It's the spraying of the edges. Don't do that. So you got that, or you can kind of use sort of half and half. You can use some companies that do certain aspects of it, or hire a PA, and then you can have a fully managed sort of selection as well, which is good. But I mean, you're absolutely right in terms of the sort of, I don't know, the excitement over special editions. There definitely is a trend right now. Yeah. I wasn't the first to use Kickstarter back in 2015 as an author. I think that goes to Michael J. Sullivan and Robin, and there's a couple more before that. Even recently, I wasn't the first person to do a special edition. I was definitely inspired by it was Brandon, and again Michael J. Sullivan doing another one, because he's done them for years. I was just like, you know what, it's time to get back into Kickstarter, and I think it's a good time for authors to do it now. Again, do not underestimate by any means the fulfillment, the detail, even the setup. The setup can take days, weeks, even as well, to get it all right and do all the math. But otherwise, you do get a chance to have a fantastically beautiful product at the end of it, which has been usually kind of unattainable for indies, which is another leg up for indies and another kind of facet to our industry. I love it.
And just kind of showing the spread of how we're moving the industry just by our tenacity of having been here and fighting all these fights. People are like, hey, these guys are making money.
Yeah, that's the thing. And we're producing books. Some of them, that's the thing. It's not a promise for everyone.
You are. You're making money.
I'm still poor, but I just need to stop spending money on technology and things and travel. But that's the thing. It's kind of, it's got so many benefits, and that being, the major one. I think another benefit is it gives you something to really give your readers, because with these editions, it gave me an excuse to create, challenge coins, something that I've written about. This is an actual artifact from the book. It's a thing that happens with the characters. 2 characters have one of them around their neck. And for a reader to hold and have something that they've read about, it's, it's like having Sting from Lord of the Rings on your wall, or having something from, the Time Turner from Harry Potter. It's something that means something to you. And again, normal authors, not normal authors, because I'm definitely not normal, authors who don't do Kickstarters or have the opportunity to do this sort of thing, we can't. So it's a great excuse to commission art, get things made, get swag made, and really deepen that connection with your reader, which lasts years, decades, and forever. So
damn,
that's
very cool. So it's like, just the thought of mailing them grinds me to a halt. I was like, I get bitchy if I have to mail out 2 or 3 books in one day. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was.
The
I,
thought
I
of like
know, right?
nailing at 100 or more, just like, oh,
Mm.
I
Well,
was
the last
thinking
one
the
was
same
400
thing. Like,
orders, and it was so nice just literally just turning up with the boxes and be like, I'm not even going to sellotape these. You just go. And that was really good. So yeah, this year it's going to be a breeze as well. And then next year for the fourth book, hopefully. But yeah.
and you must work that into the budgeting too, right? So it's like it's
Oh,
it's
100%.
it's all part of the cost of. I think that's possibly a little bit of a misunderstanding of Kickstarter. That I see some people just assume that now you have all that money. It's like,
No,
honey,
that money's got to
no.
go somewhere. It's fun when it lands in your account. You're like, well, that's a year's salary that's just popped into my account. You're like, should I? No.
Do I run? Do I take it and
Fiscal
run?
responsibility. Yeah.
No, you gotta run farther than the pub. They will find you in
Yeah.
the pub. You gotta
Depends
find
which
an
pub.
island or something. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. But yeah,
But
no,
yeah,
you have a
the
lot of
money
the
comes
financial
in,
side of
and
things.
then
Yeah.
you got to pay for all of that art that you promised, and you got to pay for all
That's
those
it.
books that you promised, and then you got to
Yeah.
pay for challenge coins, and you got to pay for somebody and postage.
Exactly. Postage, printing is obviously the biggest expense. Postage is very close behind it. I'm not going to share some of the figures because it's, but yeah, it's a chunk of money. Sometimes you pay out. And it depends obviously on your printers. You can use, and of course the number of copies and how kind of complicated or beautiful your edition is as well. But yeah, some things like the challenge coins easily cost $2,000. And I was like, okay, cool. I would never have done this without a Kickstarter. No. It's very reasonably priced for, 2-inch, very quite thick metal custom etched coins. I mean, it's like $2,000, sure. But that's with the Kickstarter money in my account and having done all the budgeting and things like that. So yeah, as I did now for this project, is a lot easier because I'm kind of just copying and pasting a lot, or using the same providers. But yeah, when you're starting out, you usually spend a week or two or more contacting people, getting the brackets of their costs, because you might not know if you're printing 300 or 400, so you kind of have to do 3 or 4 different scenarios. I got a big old spreadsheet of reward level, what it costs to deliver, and especially deliver all those rewards. If something goes wrong, can I build in some like leeway? So you got to do a lot of math, and I hate math. I'm not a mathematical person.
You know what I'm hearing as a side hustle from you is you need to sell like spreadsheet blanks that people can just plug their information in.
Weirdly, I thought about doing this the other day because I set it up with all the different individual sums. Like it is a beautiful spreadsheet, and I do love spreadsheets, even though I hate math. I was thinking about that. It would be easy. Yeah, maybe I'll. You know what? I needed a reason to procrastinate today, so maybe I'll do that.
Set up your Ko-fi, whatever. Set up an account where people can kick you like a couple of bucks, and you're like, "Here's the spreadsheet. I'll hook you up." There you go.
It's a good idea though, because that's the thing that a lot of people just I think the questions I get is, where do you find these printers? The other one is like, what rewards? How do you do all the finances? And those are the big questions. And it's sometimes there can be lots of different answers to them as well. But lots of preparation and research. Use other people to help you. Set low expectations just in case.
And I think just like the rest of kind of how we learn is you snoop in other people's Kickstarters a lot. Like you go watch, what have they added as a stretch goal? Or
and
it's definitely gives you ideas.
It's sharing. Yeah, no, I think it's my simplicity. I started the first M&Esca Kickstarter project was probably slightly more complicated in terms of rewards than it needed to be, or levels. There were lots of different levels with only one thing added. So you can obviously build your Kickstarter in an easy way as well. So Zamal Akhtar's Kickstarter that he launched and funded through the roof last year, which is fantastic. I took a look at that, and I noticed that the reward levels were a lot simpler than mine. And then I think that's become, whether Zamal's led the charge, he was the one that I noticed doing it, but there could have been others. I think we're seeing a lot fewer reward levels at the moment and just simpler kind of, you either get one thing, 2 things, or everything. And that's, kind of small, middle, and large. And I think
I
noticed, you don't need to browse through 10 levels.
Andy Poloquin, he just launched a Kickstarter at about the same time as you, and it's like
the day after,
the second. It's the second special. And so what he did was just like just the baseline funding was all of
Mhm.
the things that he included in the first Kickstarter, so that the books would
Yeah.
match, like the level of art would match, and then so
Yeah,
I think his stretch goals are probably pretty minimal, because like the book has to hit these specs, and it did. He funded the same day, same as you.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, no, he's done it really well. Yeah.
Yeah, he's another crazy hustler. But yeah, it.
Oh, he is.
I wonder if simplifying it, like it must increase the risk of not funding, but then at the same time you funded the first one, so why not the second one?
No, exactly. Book twos are a lot more. I mean, yeah, book two. My Kickstarters have done. I wouldn't say exponentially. That's what I wish, but they've done better and raised more each time, as previous backers come back for book two, but also new backers come in. So I'm offering all the other books.
Yeah,
and this is a logistical nightmare, but it kind of works. Is offering the previous books as well. Yeah. So if you miss 1 and 2, you can still get them in 3. Yeah,
I noticed
that's an interesting
Alchemy
spreadsheet.
of Sorrow, when those specials started hitting, and the same with Anatomy of Fear, the 2 anthologies that I was involved in, once those editions started hitting like customers and people were posting pictures, the FOMO like skyrocketed. And people are like,
that's it.
Is it too late to buy some? And it's like, yeah, buddy, it was like last year. But now Intisar Kahani launched her Kickstarter for her series, and she's including the anthology in one of the reward tiers.
Oh,
so it's
cool.
like
I didn't see
she's
that.
Cashing in on some of that FOMO that we saw.
Smart.
She's very clever.
Intisar smart. Yeah,
yeah.
That's the thing. It is a limited sort of edition. I was just watching a documentary on this last night. Actually, I like watching kind of business documentaries, and there's that Lula Rowe one, and also the Beanie Babies one, and it's the idea of exclusivity. And how both of those industries went kind of crazy. It was the idea they would do, a short run of this and a short run of that. And that exclusivity creates secondary markets. And I think it was Ryan who said on the Kickstarter TBRCon panel that he's seeing one of his special editions that he did with Broken Binding, so non-Kickstarter. Yeah, it's just being sold on like eBay or something for like minimum 500 and then up. It's bizarre, but that's exactly what happens. It's because there's limited runs of things, and this is why certain special editions of books that you have on your shelves and that I've got on my shelf are even more special because they're numbered and they're signed and they're a limited run and all sorts of fun stuff. And I think that is sometimes what we have to build in, is that exclusivity and stay strong. Because I know that I had a few emails when I said that I was offering book 1 on the second project, people saying, well, hang on, this makes the first Kickstarter, for book 1 less exciting or less special. I was like, no, I'm not numbering it. It doesn't have any of the bells and whistles. So yeah, there is a limited run within all the other books that get printed. That's it. So yeah, the people that got the first printing of 350, that's it. They only exist. There's no other numbers, basically. Yeah. So that's kind of what you get. Being the first 2, but yeah, if you miss out the Kickstarters, you can come and get the other books, which unfortunately makes it super expensive the longer you hold out because you're buying 4 instead of 1. So I think the all 3 books levels it's only $200 on this Kickstarter, which is hefty, but it's still cheaper than doing it.
I mean, it's smart though, because it's like I jumped in on Andy's and I'm jumping in on yours. I'm jumping in on yours in book 3, and you're gonna hurt me. But like when I saw the press kit that you sent me, I was like, oh no, I'm gonna.
They do look good together. No, like that's all my designer that is in the foil, but yeah, they do look. I'm looking forward to add the green to these 2, but it's just shiny. We're all magpies or dragons.
Oh yeah,
I'll probably be,
we're dragons. We're book dragons.
We just like shiny things, heavy shiny things that smell like tree.
And we don't want anybody else to touch them. They're our shiny little treasures.
That's it. Yeah. Precious. But yeah, no, it's it is, it's fantastic. In summary, it's a very, very exciting and interesting avenue that may become a little bit saturated in the coming years, as people's wallets can't buy every single. I mean, we've had 5 launch in the last 2 weeks, all of which I would buy. Andy's MJ Sullivan's just launched today. Intisar's was yesterday or today.
Intisar's launched today because I remember because I was running around my house looking for my wallet. It's part of the reason I was almost late for this recording.
Oh, there we go.
It knocked off
Well, that works.
schedule of
Yeah.
my day. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing we can't. I mean, I can't afford to spend, let's say, roughly $500 on 5 different books. That sort of thing. It's kind of, it is. I mean, yeah, I'd have to
And
make some
yet we
explanations to
will.
my tax accountant. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna, but it's all business expenses.
Yeah, it's
because I
business
need
expenses.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
But
research
it's
and
research.
development.
it's research.
Send it to the R&D
Community
team so
support.
that you can. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, I will be buying all of them, but I think it's not doable for every reader every month. It's definitely, I couldn't do it every month.
No.
But yeah, I think we might see a little bit of saturation, which will kind of, people will sort of time things better. But I think, it's a really exciting opportunity that's really coming to the fore right now. And make hay while the sun shines.
Yep.
Do something fun for you, for your readers. Obviously, Kickstarter is more about facilitation than income, but obviously it allows you to do stuff that you wouldn't normally be able to do. So yeah, exciting times. But yeah, just don't underestimate the work. Don't spray your own edges. Don't lug them all down to the bookshop, to the post office.
What do you have coming up? What are you working on now? What releases you got coming up in the next
Sure.
in the coming months, just before we bail on this episode?
So my Kickstarter is running right now, Dead Stars, which is book 3 of the Emaneska series, so like sequel to these two. It's running until March, not May, March 2nd or 3rd, basically. So it's got just over 2 weeks to go. And then this time next week, book number 17, 18 will be coming out, which is the sequel to this, Demon's Rage. And that's obviously co-written with David Estes, that scoundrel who lives in Hawaii, laughing at all the rest of us in the frozen Great White North. But yeah, so we're bringing out that book on February 20th in audio, ebook, and paperback, which I'm very excited about. Otherwise, I'm working on 2 more books at the moment and should have them out this year. There's another short story coming this year as well. So, and I'm relaunching another series as well. So lots of stuff to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Psycho. Actual Psycho.
I was going to say, this is where the entrepreneurial hustle shows the most when you ask any indie writer, so what are you working on?
They're just like,
somebody
a scroll just unfurls down the street. And they're like, well.
When do you sleep?
Yeah.
What's sleep?
Don't know. It's been years since I slept.
Yeah,
as you can tell by those bags under my eyes. So I keep my books. But yeah, that's the thing. It's a dangerous trap to fall into, though. I mean, we've all burned out at some point, haven't we? Or hopefully not, but I feel that it's a common thing through most authors. Everyone I know pretty much has done it at one point.
In the most depressing way, it's the rite of passage of this industry where it's like you go in with all those engines roaring, like, I can do this, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, I cannot do this. Like, I gotta take a second.
And then you're just like, yes.
Get the writer's
if only we'd learn and not burn out a second and third and fourth and fifth time.
I'm only on the 1. I'm doing good.
I'm burning out right now.
Literally,
as I sit here, I am.
I think I'm on like number 5 or something right now.
Well, that's not bad. Like,
I hear you get a badge at 6. Do you get a badge or a coin at 6?
Nice. It's that
one of the challenge ones.
Book released, another release scheduled, a book with my agent, a book with my first reader, and it's just like that crash of sort of background emotions where you just go like, fuck. You're waiting on everything, and hit the wall.
That still wouldn't change it for the world, though. We sigh and we curse, but still love it.
Yeah, it's true.
Best job in the world. Yeah.
All right. So let's wrap up here.
Yeah.
Once again, thank you, Ben, for joining us. This has been awesome.
Thank you. It's been great to chat to you both. Always fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. And I don't know what we're doing next, so I'll pretend that I gave a good outro right now, and then we'll sign off.
It was professional. I love that.
Yeah, that's
slick as always.
We gotta like say something stupid once per episode just to keep the bar really low, because then it makes everything else we said sound smarter.
I like that.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks so much, Ben.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here.